Hello, welcome back to Al Talks. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode where I reviewed the very first podcast I uploaded onto YouTube, which was the 12th of January 2021. And that was to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of me starting the podcast. Now, I have a lot to get through today, but the first thing I want to cover is the unfortunate passing away of a legendary comedian, Bob Saget. Earlier in the week, Bob Saget was found unresponsive in his hotel room and he was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. I remember I was listening to Bob Saget on Mark Maron's podcast, and he was talking about the time Bob Saget was at the Comedy Store in LA in California in America, and he was doing a set, and according to Mark Maron it was extremely dirty set, and when he got off stage Mark Maron was like, Bob, that was Bob was always a dirty comic, but a dirty comic is, for those who don't know, is someone who curses on stage. Just like myself, whose profanities in a clean comic is someone who doesn't curse. Good example of that is like John Mulaney or Tom Papa. But Bob was like, oh, well, I wasn't trying to be extreme dirty, I was just doing comedy, like that's the way I do it. And I thought it was just a really funny exchange, because even Mark Maron was shocked by this performance. And like I said, I've seen Mark Maron live, where he goes on to a bit about the end of the world and Mike Pence, and it's a whole big bit. So you'll have, if you want to, it's in the End Times Fun, his special on Netflix towards the end. Actually, check quickly if it's still up there, because sometimes Netflix move things and whatever. But if, as far as I remember, it's towards the end. End Times Fun. End Time. Yeah, it's still up there. It's well worth a laugh. And it's well worth a laugh. It's well worth to listen to that. But yeah, unfortunately, we lost another great comic, and he died. He was on tour actually when he passed away. Died in a hotel room, as did George Carlin. George Carlin was also on the road and he passed away. So it's, like I've watched Bob's own podcast as well a couple of times myself, and he was, from the testimonies people gave, especially the comedians from the Comedy Store in America, in LA, they were always saying that because Bob was one of the leads on a TV show called Full House. Now, I've never watched Full House. It probably would be a good time to go and watch it now. But they were saying that Bob was always nice to young comics starting out. He would stop and talk to them, whereas some of the other bigger comics, they wouldn't. And Bob always made time for people and stuff like that. And the younger comics, they really appreciated that, because it felt, made them feel included and stuff. It didn't isolate them, and that's a very nice thing to do, especially when someone is starting out in something new. I know that myself, that I never felt that I was kind of alone or isolated. I always had, I really enjoy the camaraderie that I have with the comedians, other comedians that I meet, wherever I go to their shows or when I used to do open mics, and it for me it's really really interesting, and the kind of, like I said, because I've never experienced it, I don't know what it would actually feel like. So it's all it's always been a positive experience for me, from the people who run the shows to the comedians themselves. But I know that it exists, and it was just nice that Bob Saget wasn't one of those people that was negative to other comics and stuff like that, especially in the Comedy Store, which had very colorful history. My hair is a mess. Okay, so just plans for this year that I want to have. Obviously, I want to do comedy shows, more of them. I don't know when that'll happen. I'm still kind of waiting on word back from comedy venues, and the I'm just waiting for word back from venues and stuff. So for the moment, there's a restriction out that pubs have to close at 8. So I don't know if I'll be able to go to an open mic for a while. It might be a few weeks, but that'll give me time to concentrate on the podcast side of things. I'll have to figure a lot of stuff with this, new mic, which you can see here, which is pretty cool. And I have this little machine to let me connect to the computer and stuff, and allow me to control different aspects of the podcast and stuff. So I'm really looking forward to using this. I just need to get some leads and stuff. And the other good news is I now have merchandise. There's a couple of stickers there. There's 10 of them. Now I will be getting more of them. Plan to get 100 of them, and I will be selling them. They will cost $2.50 each. I'm going to work out a system for the time being. If you want to get any of those stickers, there's only like 10 in that pack, I think. You can message me, you can email me. I have my email in, I think, if you go through my about section on the channel, you can find my email there, and you can contact me on Instagram or Facebook if you want one of those. It'll cost $2.50 each. That includes postage and shipping. So that's that anyway. And that's so far. I mean, I'm really happy with if you follow me on Instagram, it's just this simple sticker. It's basically the logo of the podcast. I'm happy with how it came out. Looks pretty cool. Like the finish on it is really good quality. And so I have that now. So if you want to buy any of them, the $2.50, you can email me or message me on Facebook or Instagram. That's like, I'm really happy with the fact that I have merch now. The fact as well that it's a design from, like, this is becoming a big thing now. It's becoming like I have a brand image now. When I acquired the new logos and stuff that Gary designed for me, and now I've turned that into merchandise. I'm just really looking forward to what this year is going to bring him. And that is going to be the podcast for this week. I'll catch you all next week. Once again, if you want to order that merch, it's $2.50 each. That includes postage and shipping. And just message me either through email or my social media if you want any of that stuff. But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week.